consummate filmmaker, visionary, or flim flam hack of garbage and grunge filtered pseudo edgy horseshit? Let's find out as Zach Snyder's filmography gets deep fat fried.
Deep fat fried.
Zack Snyder. Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah, cool.
Oh, well.
Just put a grunge filter over the whole thing. Throw some new CG.
T, that was a great episode, man.
It's not over yet.
That was a good episode, man.
Just starting,
I really appreciate learning about volcanoes. That was a good one.
So listen, we got exactly 10 movies to go over, so let's fucking dive right in. So his fans claim he's the next coming of Stanley Kubrick. Better than Tarantino. A modern-day Alfred Hitchcock.
What reprobate spewed such nonsense? Fucking hang him on the wall. Flame flesh from his bone.
Zach's fans will eat up anything he puts in front of them. But what about us? What really is there to this guy? Is his films any good? Is he actually a good filmmaker?
Is that Zack Snyder's dick?
I mean, he is a good-looking guy, I have to say.
And I don't even act like I hate everything Zack Snyder has made.
He has a decent build.
Just making it seem like Zack Snyder is the fucking ultimate filmmaker.
All right, so he started off here. Dawn of the Dead.
Which I love. I love this movie.
Remake of the classic follow-up to Night of the Living Dead by George A. Romero. Basically, this is Snyder's directorial debut, at least in terms of films. A remake of the 1978 film of the same name. The movie revolves around survivors of the zombie apocalypse taking refuge within a mall in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It was released on March 19th, 2004. This movie is not too bad. I have a trailer here. We can kind of scrub through it a little bit.
It's not even necessary for me. I've seen this movie 100 times.
Yeah, I mean, like, Scotty has a strong familiarity with this movie. Scotty,
yeah. Same as me. It's definitely more fast paced and definitely more of a dynamic plot, I would say. I mean, they could do way more this time. And I honestly was skeptical too, because I was like, man, Dawn of the Dead, they're going to remake it. But I think it does enough original shit. And I think they do enough with it where it really feels like kind of its own movie. I mean, it's definitely reminiscent of that, but they take it in a different direction.
I feel like it gets a little overly wacky towards the end.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, blowing up the fucking propane tank just knocks the zombies all down and kills them.
I enjoy this movie. I enjoy the original 78 version. As for which I enjoy more, I guess it'd be kind of a toss-up because it kind of depends on the mood I'm in. If I'm in the mood for more of like a popcorn fun movie, I'd probably watch this one. If I'm in the mood for something a little bit more heavy, I'd probably watch the original. But
it's got some great scenes in it. Like,
Ving Rhames is great in this.
Yes.
I mean, most of this movie works. The fucking best part to me is this part that it showcases early on in the trailer where she's just waking up.
Like,
the night before is filled with portents of doom that she's just completely oblivious to after a long
okay, can you take
shift?
Next shift? Yeah, okay, we're gonna have a great weekend. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna have all these plans being made.
There's all these little indicators going on around her of what's really going on.
That shit is going wrong, but she's oblivious. She and her husband are just kind of chilling or completely unaware. They fuck each other, so they miss the news report about it. It's one of the better openings for a zombie movie ever, and one of the better pre-opening opening credits scenes ever as well.
Oh yeah, with the Johnny Cash Man Comes Around soundtrack and stuff.
Well, they show just the news coverage of the devastation.
So, I mean, I'd have to say overall, pretty fucking good start to the Zack Snyder filmography.
Yeah, a solid
film.
I'm gonna make a hot take.
Yeah,
it's only because of this film that Zack Snyder remains like respected, revered, and important today, because people think that eventually he's going to make something like this again.
Well, this was also quite a popular film.
Yeah, I'd have to argue. I mean, this one too. I mean, 300 was a huge hit at the time and super hyped.
This, of course, revolves. This is an adaptation of a Frank Miller comic of the same name and basic plot structure. Revolves around a group of Spartans led by King Leonidas as they take on the evil King Xerxes and his army of Persians.
It's another super stylistic movie.
I remember when this trailer came out for the first time. I'd never really seen a movie that looked like this. So it was kind of like, oh, okay, this is something that kind of stands out as a little bit unique visually. Unfortunately, I think this is also kind of the movie that ruined Zack Snyder as a director.
I mean, he had great visual aids and like really just based on a graphic novel and the way.
See, this is where that fucking grunge filter over everything starts. This is where everything he shoots starts to look like crap. I mean, this movie it works for this movie because it's like designed visually around this concept.
He just took it too far. And I mean, obviously, imitation follows in Hollywood quite often. So this movie had a lot of that. Like, remember the stop action scenes where like it'd slow down and speed up and they'd kill each other and they'd be the.
I mean, you even see that used in this trailer here.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of shit that people just love.
Endless slow-mo, endless buff dudes covered in sweat. You know,
this movie has like shrunk in esteem over time with me. Like,
yeah, me too.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like a one-off type of movie almost. It's like I saw it the first time and I was like, damn, that was pretty badass. But if you look at it again,
yeah,
it doesn't really have much to offer you again if you've already seen it. And on top of that, I hate this movie for what it did to the action genre.
I agree.
Yeah. So the big problem I have with it is that visually, the first time you see it, it's like stunning, especially on that big screen. But I mean, like as soon as I had a second watch, like, oh man, 300's out. Let's watch 300. I'm like,
it doesn't hold up.
Oh man, this already is like not even very good. Like this, it really is like a one and done kind of movie.
Well, it's also a victim of its own success because it inspired so many films to copy it.
Yeah,
and even obviously as technology improves, it looks more dated. It just doesn't hold up over time. It's not a film that like, I agree with you guys. It's not something I ever really see myself going back to watch. Like maybe if it's on TV and just the stars align kind of shit, but it's not something I'm like actively going to go watch. Like I know the story, I get it, and I feel at this point it's just a lot of the ground it's trailblazed. The time has gone on where it's nothing. That's not even interesting in that sense anymore. So there's nothing to really offer you at this point.
So yeah, right off the bat, no good. All right, so then he made his. I guess you would call it a divisive movie. His divisive adaptation of Watchmen based on the DC comic book of the same name. Watchmen takes place in an alternate timeline during the Cold War, where a group of superheroes must deal with a deadly conspiracy that challenges their morality and humanity. Released on February 23rd, 2009. I remember seeing this from the visionary director of 300, of course. I remember seeing this in theaters at the time, and I remember the main thing I remember is I was with the audience, laughed every time they saw the blue dick.
Yeah,
every time that Dr. Manhattan's blue dick came flopping about, there was
it's blue dick,
blue dick. So that was pretty annoying. As far as this movie goes, I watched it then and I thought like to myself, like, could have been worse. But I haven't revisited it since then. Like I've never felt an urge to be like, maybe I'll give Watchmen a rewatch or anything, you know?
It's an inconsistent movie. That's why I don't watch it all that. Like I've seen it probably more than once. I've seen it a couple of times, 2-3 times.
I've seen it exactly one time.
I've seen it twice.
Yeah, but like it's an inconsistent movie. Like some of the characters are grating and not all that great, and some of the characters are actually really interesting but not given a whole lot of screen time. And I liked the whole Dr. Manhattan thing, but I agree the presentation of it is a little weird and off-putting. Like I wasn't like overcome with the giggles at the blue dick for the whole movie, but you know what I mean? Just the presentation of the whole movie it's just an inconsistent kind of film, unfortunately. Pretty good action scenes in it. I really like the comedian as a character. So
yeah, his jaded nature is pretty cool.
Yeah, good fights, good choreography. I mean, like a lot of things you would expect from Snyder, but I don't think this is a visionary film. I think he's just too much going back and imitating what he did with 300 and trying to just make it into Watchmen. And I think you're right. Just overall a very uneven film.
So this next one I've never actually watched. Well, this is just the trailer for Watchmen. You can see some of the shots, and I guess we can look at that really quick. Don't have a whole lot of time to do that, but you can see some of the visuals here. But no, I guess not. Okay, yeah, here we go. It had a pretty good in terms of like song by song soundtrack, but it didn't really use the songs in its presentation very well. I remember that. I remember a lot of the fucking music being pretty awkward. But we don't have too much time to talk about that. Let's talk about this piece of crap.
No, this is like, yeah.
This is his CG kids cartoon
Hey,
movie.
Zack, your chickens are coming home to roost.
This is fucking Guardians of Ga'Hoole, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
I remember this came out, dude.
Legend of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole.
I have not seen it, but I do remember this being released. It was like Zach Snyder, and it's like, what?
The Owls of Ga'Hoole is based on the Scholastic book series of the same name. The film revolves around the adventures of a barn owl named Soren. Get it? Soren?
Oh, fuck.
Soren.
What a great play on words. Oh, punny. You're so punny, Zach Snyder.
Released on September 24th, 2020.
Shameless cash in.
Sorry, it's not 2020.
Shameless fucking cash in bullshit.
I remember seeing this trailer and being like, nope.
Fuck Zack Snyder. Dude, someone's trying to say he's the next Kubrick, and he's putting out fucking shit like this. Legend of the Guardians.
Like, if his name wasn't attached to this, would you ever in a million years look at this and be like, a Snyder picture? You know what I mean?
I didn't look at it anyway. Like,
I saw trailers. That's all I saw.
I don't know. Just like owls. I don't know if you like owls, maybe.
No, it's not that I don't like owls.
There's an owl with like an armor and shit.
The CGI does not look great. This is just a shameless cash-in fucking movie. Oh, it's a popular book series. Remember, hey, what was coming out around this time? Harry Potter. Let's start a new franchise.
What other fucking books these dumbass kids read?
Zach, I admire your work, but look, the money's in franchises. This franchise, this is the next Harry Potter. This is the next, this is the next Marvel. This is the next everything. You got to throw your name on this, Zach. Throw your weight behind this. You're gonna be George Lucas, Zach. You're gonna be George Lucas. You want to be George Lucas? Sign the fucking dotted line. This is dog shit. Fuck you, Zack Snyder, for putting this out.
So
here's a serious director.
Here's a movie that just drives me absolutely fucking batshit crazy.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Gross. Huh? This movie sucks.
This movie is
god awful dog shit.
Terrible. Oh my God, it's so bad. And then once again, a mind-bending vision of reality from the director of Watchmen and 300. You will be unprepared.
You're right about that.
Sucker punch.
It's one of those movies that gets savage. I don't think I've ever met anyone that had a good thing to say about it.
Oh my God, there's you haven't fucking met the sucker punch defender?
No.
Oh, they're out there. Believe you me.
Well, I'm not. Look, that's like a disqualifier for a conversation with me. Hey, so I love Sucker Punch. Well, have a nice evening. You know what I mean? Like, just no.
I have more refined things to do with my time.
I most certainly do.
Sucker Punch is Snyder's first film based on an original concept. I think that's kind of arguable, but whatever. It revolves around Baby Doll, a mental institution patient that copes with her imprisonment by envisioning it as a brothel. She envisions it as like a bunch of different shit. She eventually attempts to escape and chaos ensues. So the whole fucking premise of the movie is like they escape into like these like fantasy worlds. But all that happens in the fantasy worlds is they just like fight. It's just like there's a bunch of disjointed action sequences that are tied together by this fucking razor thin plot about women in a mental institution.
Dude, what a fucking joke, dude. You're going to compare this guy to fucking Stanley Kubrick. Okay, Kubrick got The Shining and elevated it. Okay, we saw him take 300. Nah, it didn't really elevate 300. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. So I need the mind of Frank Miller. Oh, let's go to Alan Moore's mind. Let's see what he's got cooking up there. Okay, he's got Watchmen. Oh, great. Can I elevate that? No. Oh, you know what I'll do? Then I'll cash in on this Legends of the Guardian shit. Oh, I can't do that? No. Here's my original idea. Well, you know what your original idea is, Zach? It fucking sucks. This is a fucking dog shit fucking movie, dude. Zack Snyder is just, to me, such a disappointment. He's one of those just most disappointing fucking directors around.
Like,
The trajectory was like this, and it just crashed and burned so fucking hard.
For them to even mention Kubrick in the same breath as Zack Snyder is fucking a joke, dude. Kubrick has a pretty unbeatable 0 bad movie streak. You know what I mean? Like, and now we're on Zack Snyder's 5th mediocre to poor film.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a streak of them, too. It's not even like he had a good one, he had a bad one.
Like he had a good one. He had one that was good for a one-off, but didn't hold up well. And then they just slowly but surely kind of went.
Reality is a prison.
Your fucking movie is a prison.
Man, this is so deep, you guys. Look how deep.
It's a deep puddle of dog shit.
Zack Snyder basically wanted to bang all the chicks in this movie. So it's like, yeah.
I mean, he probably did, to be honest with you, to make it even more disgusting. Like, the guy probably did fuck like half the cast of this movie.
Oh, almost certainly.
Yeah. And then, like I said, these action sequences, they have nothing to do with anything going on in the fucking main plot of the movie. They're just these disjointed, randoms, like,
oh, do you want to be bored to tears?
They just like there's no weight to them because they're all like, and they're just super long.
You know, it's bullshit.
Like, you're just delved in, and you know they're just a dream sequence, and they don't even really tie into reality that much. Like, occasionally they do, but it's like barely ever.
Yeah, then they wake up and it's like, reality sucks. Oh, you're being tortured. Oh, it's a fucking, you know what, talking about downer movies? Like, this movie is a complete fucking downer, dude.
And not even for good reason. It's not like there's like some kind of fucking emotional catharsis it's building you towards or something. It's just like downbeat and glum for the sake of it, punctuated by ridiculous, retarded, stupid, gaudy, flashy, meaningless action sequences that aren't even really good on their own. Because they're just CG'd, washed out crap like Zack Snyder always does.
Yeah, the charm from 300 is gone. The fucking having any sort of vision from Watchmen is gone. And so it's just like, oh, it's just grayed out crap. It's fucking generic shit. This might as well be on a fucking TV show.
Just think about it. This is the first time he's flying without a fucking. This is the first time he's flying without some kind of like basis or care. Like, this is like 100% him. You know, there's no like, oh, I found this thing I want to adapt or something. Like, everything else has been an adaptation or a remake or something.
Okay, whatever. I mean, some people just work better that way.
And, you know, whatever. When he had that roadmap, like, occasionally he could turn in something that was like, some of that's all right. But the moment you fucking deprive him of that and just say like, okay, now it's 100% on you to deliver something that people are going to want, he delivers this. And it was a failure, by the way, even at the box office, and a critical failure. But now it has its defenders. Now, of course, it's like a misunderstood, brilliant fucking film.
Okay, well, they can die on that hill if they want, but they're dying alone because I'm not going to be there with them. Then
there was Man of Steel. His Superman flick. Man of Steel is the beginning of the DC cinematic universe. Yeah, and by the way, what a fucking terrible, inauspicious start to that. The film revolves around Clark Kent as he learns of his alien origin, eventually taking on the mantle of Superman and battling the evil General Zod. Terrible flick. I don't know. I mean, like, some of the fight scenes, I guess, are cool, but that's like,
that's it.
Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, so
like,
what?
Good fight scenes are a dime a fucking dozen. I don't fucking like. Who cares? Unless it's like exceptional beyond like. This movie so clearly is Zack Snyder looked at what Chris Nolan did with The Dark Knight and is like, oh yeah, I'm just going to do that for Superman. I'm just going to do that for Superman. Never like thinking for a moment, like maybe Superman calls for a different approach.
Well, wasn't Nolan executive producer on this fucking movie too? So I mean, Chris Nolan's influence is all over this flick,
and in like all of the worst ways.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have Chris Nolan helming it, so it just has some of his instincts and sensibilities, but Zack Snyder to execute it, so it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
Chris Nolan basically delivered his grim, dark aesthetic to this movie.
Yeah, that's what he got. That's what you get, and it's not pulled off because it's in the hands of Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder also was fucking already kind of like doing that grim, dark thing. I hate the way he color corrects his footage. It's weird to even say that, like. Usually color grading is not even something that enters my mind, but when it comes to Zack Snyder, he loves to wash everything out, to just drain it of color, make it look fucking so bland and ugly. because that's just his visual style is just like everything just needs to look like shit because that's my vision, I guess.
I mean, watching this movie leaves you like screaming for something colorful or interesting or contrasting, and it's just all the same color as that super suit, dude. Just kind of like muddy gray with muddy colors. He muds up colors too. I mean, the super suit is a great example of that. Like washes everything out and then muds up anything that would add a touch of color to anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's totally muted. Can we see some of the trailer for this, TJ?
Sure, yeah.
Then we can show people what we're talking about to some degree.
Absolutely. Shut up. Don't talk to me. Let's just show some fucking... Can we get to the part where he's actually doing Superman shit? Okay, here we go. Pissed. Mope. Super mope. They're still... Notice they're not... It's not director of Sucker Punch. They're still leaning on Watchmen and 300 at this point. City blow up. City go boom. I mean, you can just see it's ugly. It's an ugly looking movie. There's nothing visually interesting about it. If it wasn't for the name Superman, no one would give a fuck. You have a
character can literally almost do anything, and you have just this fucking dull, dark, dim fucking film.
Superman.
Just now.
He's fucking Superman.
Man, Zack Snyder is fucking striking the fuck out.
And then he decided to do Batman versus Superman.
Oh my
God. Dawn of Justice.
When we get to the versus shit, I know we're done. I know your goose is cooked. It's like, oh, what we got? They fight. These two fight. Remember, they fight in the comic book, so they're going to fight again.
Fight.
And we got Wonder Woman too. Oh, we got sex appeal.
We slap Wonder Woman in there as well.
Yeah, she's going to be there.
Dude, how did the bat suit get worse?
I don't know.
Over time.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be one of the most fucking unremarkable bat suits of all of the bat suits. Look at that thing. Looks like a cosplayer's bat suit.
It really does.
Yeah, it also looks like a fucking meathead Batman.
Yeah, why does Batman look like a Muscle Beach weightlifter?
It's like, do you even lift, bro? It's me, Batman.
Oh, sorry, guys. I get a protein shake in 1 second.
Look, he's Jesus. Get it? Jesus. Symbolism.
Oh, shit. Shit's blowing up. Only Superman can save the day.
Wouldn't it be cool if there was, like, colors in that shot?
Yeah. Or any of these, really?
Yeah, like, why is everything... Hey, Zach, why do you feel like this washed-out sepia tone bullshit looks good? Like, what is good about that to you?
I'm gonna fight.
Yeah, okay.
Superman.
Uh-huh.
You must fight him.
God, it's ugly.
I've got kryptonite.
Never mind the fact that we get the worst Lex Luthor ever.
Yeah, I'm Lex Luthor. It's like, no.
Worse by a fucking country mile than Gene Hackman's back in the
day. Jesus God, yes. Like, what are you doing?
And I mean, that one was real bad. But this, like, I would take Gene Hackman over Jesse Eisenberg any fucking day, dude.
Dude, I know we talked about, like, the film police, like Zack Snyder, Jesse Eisenberg, all these motherfuckers on this shit should have been fucking arrested and taken immediately to Guantanamo Bay. Dude, this is torturous.
I love how they even make it black and white to prepare people for what he's done to the color grading in this film.
Justice League is Zack Snyder's crown jewel. After the death of his daughter, Zack left the project with Joss Whedon taking his place. Years of fan demand led to the Snyder Cut, Zack's complete vision. While fans adored the film, it was panned by critics once again for its writing, pacing, overuse of fan service, in-universe contradictions, and random introduction of more than a dozen pinnacle DC characters.
Minor disagreements. Sky portal open up. Bad guy here.
Retarded bad guy. Bow down to other retarded bad guy.
I am Thanos ripoff.
We are Super Squad. Yes. We defeat monster now. I mean, it's
too bad we did not establish cinematic universe properly, but oh well.
Maybe we should have given more thought to this process, but we didn't. So
or cranked up the contrast just like a hair, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what the fuck? I'm like, okay, is there any color in
Is
this
that
movie?
Jason Momoa or a splotch of diarrhea on a fucking dirt floor? Like I can't tell.
What's the difference? I don't like Jason Momoa that much.
Did I detect a hint of blue at some point in this trailer?
Blue?
It was very brief though.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, like let's see if we can spot some colors. No.
So gray. So like Silent Hill, basically.
Blackness.
I mean,
Explosion.
Muted red surrounded by blotchy gray.
yeah.
Blotchy green surrounded by blotchy gray.
Looks like a green skid mark in somebody's underwear under a microscope.
Blotchy,
what is
blotchy gray with some muted orange in the background.
Oh, his eyes light up. What the fuck, dude?
Everything gray.
Blurry gray, but with contrasted with other blurry gray. Blurry gray contrasted with other blurry gray with muted orange in the background.
Think how much cooler that shot might look with like this like really stark blue sky in the background and like
I know.
And it's also dark.
Look at this. Look at this light. It's outside in the light, and look how it still looks. Why is everything so hazy and muted and shit?
Yeah, it looks polluted. It looks like there's just like a fog of pollution hanging over everything. Oh, and fuck that cyborg fucking design as well.
Dude, there's literally no blue anywhere. Where's the fucking blue? Even Superman don't look blue.
There's fire.
The only colors he uses is okay. Wait, I think I saw. Okay, there's some fucking faint grayish blue in the background of some of these shots. Yeah, there's a little blue
to show that you're underwater. You get this dingy gray blue.
Yeah. I feel like every fucking movie he makes, I feel like I'm viewing it through a fucking screen door. This is probably the most vivid, colorful shot that we've seen, and literally it only has like 2 colors in it. It's still gray and orange, but the orange is less muted than it is in some of the other scenes.
Dude, everything, it feels like you're watching with the lens is like smudged with like fucking Vaseline over it. Like, what the fuck is this shit, Zach? I want a clear shot. A clear fucking shot. Can we do that?
No.
But it will not.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this shot, guys.
It's like literally
gray,
with the contrast turned
on gray.
The contrast is turned down to like 0.002 in this shot. There's just ever so little tiny insinuations that there might be color somewhere. It's just one hair shy of a completely black and white shot.
I know. Basically.
It's just ugly and boring, man.
If you want to make a black and white film, go ahead and do that. Compose it for that.
Like, I bet if this movie was shot completely for and lit completely in black and white, it would actually be pretty fucking cool to look at. That's the sad part of this. Is like he's got this like halfway between washed out look that is completely unimpressive on both ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, look at this hero shot. Go back to that hero shot.
Yeah.
Dingy, washed out, dingy, and dingy. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? That's your hero shot? That's your team shot.
Hold on.
Them standing on a fucking unimpressive fucking chunk of busted metal with an unimpressive dirty brown Hong Kong sky behind it and not an ounce of color or vibrance on any of their fucking persons. Like, even the Flash, who's got a red suit, looks like he's just wearing black.
Yeah, let me just
open up the let's take a look at the Avengers here.
Yeah, I'm just doing this shot from I'll just put it back over here.
It's in black and white.
I mean, like
look at this.
Why
they
have color?
First of all, they're not just like all standing in a row boringly. Like, they're in action poses and shit.
Well, I mean, this is like
This is not from the movie, I guess.
Right.
I can pull one from the actual fucking I can just pull one from the movie. Avengers
see how they're presented.
hero shot. There we go. So, like, this is an actual frame from the movie here.
Yeah.
So you want to compare those two?
I mean, notice like the characters aren't the only color in the scene. The fire looks correct, vibrant behind them, providing a little contrast.
You see some very muted reds that almost look like browns because we're so shadowy.
And I hate this angle too. It's like you're looking up at it.
Yeah.
Like, what I don't know, like I'm on the ground. Like, I want an interesting angle. Like, in the fucking Avengers here, they do like a 360, like, whoa, like they show you the whole group, like, whoa, they're like looking around and doing shit. Like, it just seems like everything with this is just like stationary and boring.
Hey, you see how like when I look at Iron Man, he looks red and gold.
Yeah.
And when I look at the Flash, he looks like a big brown turd. You see how when I look at fucking Captain America, he looks red, white, and blue.
Maybe. Yeah.
And when I look at Superman, he looks fucking the same goddamn color as Batman, just like wearing black, basically.
Yep.
Like, it's super goth, man. What are we fucking doing?
Shadowy,
here?
Underlit, overly gray. Fuck this shit.
All right, here's his latest.
I can't even believe there's this much color.
Maybe he's learning. But this is just a poster, so let's see what the actual trailer looks like. But Army of the Dead, this is his latest movie. It's coming out soon. Already a little bit more color, so that maybe is a promising sign. And maybe he's not going to mute everything down to fucking dog shit. Still looks kind of muted, but maybe not.
It's not as muted, so he's learning.
So I'm not going to play the music there, but we've actually looked at this trailer before. It's not a very impressive trailer.
Yeah, not really super excited for this, but it's on Netflix.
So, like, basically,
the
city of fucking Las Vegas is overrun with zombies, and this team is going in there to get some money out of some vault in like one of these hotels, but it's a zombie preserve, basically. So they have to somehow infiltrate that and get in there. I mean, for some reason, the U.S. government is just quarantining these zombies and isn't just like nuking Vegas, which I think was what would really happen. But whatever. You need the MacGuffin to make the movie work, I guess.
Yeah, they got to fight the zombie queen.
So I think in this movie, the zombies actually have like a society and like ritual and shit. So they're not even really proper zombies because they have an actual civilization.
I don't know, dude. Like, I kind of like that, though. Like, you know, they're trying something a little different. And I'm cautiously optimistic about this movie.
I am not optimistic about it, but I do like zombies. And that is the one good, like, if as you said at the beginning of this fucking shit, Paul, that everyone is kind of waiting to see if maybe he's going to do another fucking
Dawn of the Dead
kind of thing.
This
is the opportunity to do that. This is the opportunity to come back to the genre. The one movie of his that I can really look at and say, like, good job. I like this.
I mean, look, dude, you gotta admit this is color graded better than fucking anything else that he's done.
Yeah, it is. It's still a little bit muted, but I guess
it is. But it's got some actual look at that.
Like, see, you see how you did that, Zach? You see how you fucking put a little color on, like, you see, you muted. You kind of have everything else muted, but there's like a little color there in his like headphones and stuff.
Yep,
so that makes it pop a little bit.
Oh, go to the end there, TJ.
End? What end?
Where it shows the credits.
Oh, okay.
Army of the Dead. I think it said written by Zach Snyder as well.
Yeah, okay. Did it?
What the fuck is it?
I don't know. Let's just see. I'll just play it.
So they of course have everyone all the zombies trying to get you. Army of the Dead.
Screenplay by
Zach Snyder and Shay Hatton and
so
Joby
Zach's done doing the story, helping write the screenplay and directing. So this is all on him. He has no one else to fucking blame if this shit doesn't go the way he's you'd hope it goes.
Yeah. If this sucks, he sucks.
Yeah,
because I would love another good zombie movie. I mean, if this movie is great, I will add it to my fucking zombie watching repertoire immediately.
I do not have. I think I have more of a. Paul say has cautious optimism on this one. I would say I have like reserved pessimism.
Ploptimism.
Yeah,
I would agree with you.
I'm willing to set my pessimism aside and allow it to be good. I'm willing to give it a chance, but I don't have expectations that it might be good.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to pay more to see it because I already have Netflix. So
yeah, I'll just come over to your place because I fucking canceled my Netflix a while back.
Cheap motherfucker, TJ.
Anyway, see you motherfuckers later. That's Zack Snyder. I think our opinions are obvious. Unless anyone wants to like have a closing remark, but I think it's pretty clear where we stand.
Deep fat pride.